You're going to fail. You're going to get rejected. It's going to suck. Embrace it. I'm not going to tell you to just, here's how to make it feel good. It won't feel good. I don't like it. And I've been at this game 31 and a half years.
Hi, this is Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to the Magellan Network Show. My goal inside of this communication, this show, is to share with you my nearly 30 years of coaching some of the most successful financial advisors in North America. We're going to be talking about strategies, syntaxes. We're going to be bringing guests on from time to time, and I'm going to share with you what's working now. So think of this show as sort of like a little one-on-one kind of mini coaching cast, if you like, where we're going to be going in depth from time to time on strategies to help you grow your business, get more effective, become more efficient, find balance in your time management, grow your business, and quite frankly, whatever else is going on in the world today. So before we get to today's episode, I'd love for you to do a couple things for me. Number one, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're doing the audio, make sure that you give us a review on whether Spotify or Apple. We'd really appreciate that. And quite frankly, that does help. It does matter when you rate things and like things and subscribe to things. It helps us get the word out to more of the industry. And lastly, I have a very special gift for you. Go to MagellanNetwork.net, so one word, MagellanNetwork.net, and I have for you a complimentary membership, 100% gratis, where you can tap into about between 50 and 75 hours of masterclasses, forms, tools, templates, and strategies. So please go ahead and make sure you go ahead and get that claimed. Smash the like button and subscribe. And please go ahead and leave us a review on whatever podcasting platform you're on. And now, let's get to this week's episode.
Hi, it's your Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. In this episode, we're going to cover part 2 of the 10 strategies every advisor needs to do in order to transform themselves. So if you haven't watched parts 1 through 5, I would recommend you go back to that episode. It was last week's episode, and just familiarize yourself with them. It's critically important. I'm also coming to you this week from Park City, Utah. It is time for our annual fall mastermind groups, and so last couple of years we've brought the tribes out here to beautiful Park City to really collaborate, to be in a room of like-minded individuals, to build relationships with those like-minded individuals, which is actually number 6 in our 10 strategies to transform yourself, which is kind of who you associate with, like your environment, right? Those things really truly matter. The reason why we take the time, energy, effort, and expense to fly people in, and again, everybody pays their own freight. It's an economic model. But why would an advisor like the ones I work with, why would they, especially some of my top economic clients who run multi-billion-dollar empires, why would they take the time twice a year to jump on an airplane after all the conferences and everything else that goes on in our space? Why would they come here or anywhere I put them in? Because associations matter. Who you hang with matters radically in this game. So am I saying that, hey, you should all reach out and contact me and get in my groups? No, I'm not saying that. But here's what I am going to tell you. You need to put a small tribe of like-minded individuals together. Do they have to be all financial advisors? No. Would I want them to be business owners and professionals? Yes. And I'm not saying you have to do anything, dramatic. Get like 4 or 5 brothers or sisters, right? And meet once a month, go out to breakfast or lunch or whatever you're going to do, and support each other. Success is a lonely game. Mediocrity has many friends. Excellence has few. And so what happens if you associate with not the wrong people, but people that are not elevating, they'll tear you down. They will tear you down. They will tell you shouldn't do that. They will throw water on your aspirations, cold water. You just don't want that. So make sure you're associating and you have an environment that's going to support you. So that's number 6. Number 7, tracking every day. So when I started coaching in the industry back in the early 90s, it was very easy for an advisor to tell if they had a successful day or not. Because at 4:01 Eastern, you added up how much commissions you made, how many tickets you dropped, how many dials you made, how many conversations you had. I mean, like by 4:01, you know whether you won or lost that day. Pretty simple. Today, it doesn't work that way. With advisory and financial planning and advisory-based businesses, recurring revenue models, it's very rare today that an advisor can sit there and just say economically they had a great day because of commissions and things like that. Just typically doesn't work that way. So you have to create your own game. From how do you start the day, your morning ritual, to how many contacts you make, to how many meetings you set, to how many referral conversations you have, and to whatever else is important to you. And you've got to create that scorecard, right? Now, if some of you are going to ask me, well, what's more typical is very scary in my game. But if I was in a room full of advisors in front of the room and they said, Joe, what would be kind of a baseline set of standards? And then they'll hold this as gospel, but this is kind of at least my initial. I think every one of you should be doing at least 15 contacts a day. That's clients, prospects, COIs. A contact is basically an email, a LinkedIn message, a phone call, a voicemail. That all counts. We do not just count conversations because everybody screens their phone calls today. So it's not fair to you. So 15 at minimum. I would say if you set 2 meetings a day, client reviews, prospects, COIs, I would check that box. If you're reaching out to 15 people a day, you can definitely have 5 referral or introduction conversations, same thing. And that's just very simple. Just remind people you're here as a resource for friends, family, colleagues, and coworkers. Not a super heavy lift. And then I would definitely make sure you do your morning ritual, and I would make sure you track it. So I always like simple things. So your daily progress look like, did I do my morning ritual? How many contacts did I make? How many meetings did I set? How many introduction conversations did I have? Am I tracking this before I leave for the day? 5 things. And I say if, because not everybody's going to do this, but if you did get into the habit of doing this, those are what I consider to be the core leading indicators of success. Everybody looks at lagging, assets in, new households, stuff like that, production. Those are lags. Like that's already occurred. So that really doesn't do much for us as far as I'm concerned. So you want to really make sure you understand that. So again, tracking every day, create your own game and your own scorecard. Next, numbers 8. I always say this. It sucks sometimes. I mean, it just does. Having a resilient mindset. You're going to fail. And if you try to run away from failing, you'll never succeed. I truly believe I fail more than most. And the reason why I fail more than most is because I try more than most. I'm okay with that. I do believe there's such a thing as failing your way to success in this business. Like how many no's can you take? How many let me think about it, I'll get back to you. How many, no, I'm happy with my current advisor. How many times can you get ghosted? See, you have to accept that as part of the game. It's like any athlete. No quarterback completes all their passes. No baseball player gets hit every time at bat. No pitcher strikes out every single batter they face, and on, right? Pick any sport. Nobody wins everything all the time. But yet they compete and they're, you think about it, and they're revered for when they do win. So same thing here in you. You're going to fail. You're going to get rejected. It's going to suck. Embrace it. I'm not going to tell you to just, here's how to make it feel good. It won't feel good. I don't like it. And I've been at this game 31 and a half years. I've learned to accept it. I've learned to embrace it. I still don't like it. And I don't think I ever will. Because we're all human. So being resilient matters. When things are going really, really well, it's easy to be successful, right? You got momentum, you're in a groove, you're in the zone. I mean, that's easy stuff. But when stuff's not right, when maybe you have some personal issues going on in your world, and you got to fight through them, and you've got some business issues, and you got to fight through them, and things aren't perfect. They're far from perfect. and you still got to bring your A game. That's what matters. To really go through those times, and by the way, we all have them. So this is not a coaching session on how to avoid them. You know how to avoid them? Die. When you're dead, it doesn't matter, right? But if you're going to play this game called life, you're going to have periods of time in your game. It just sucks for whatever reason.
Hi, Coach Joe Lukacs here, and I'm just breaking here for a moment just to do a couple quick reminders. Number one, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or our podcast. In addition, please leave a comment or a review. Those things really matter. And share this episode with 3 of your colleagues inside the financial services space. And lastly, make sure that you go ahead and claim your free membership inside of Magellan Network. Now back to this week's episode.
Learn to be resilient. Learn to weather the storms. The old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, is really true. And it took me many decades to really buy into that, because I always thought there was a hack, a workaround, an easy button, a shiny object. And now that I'm into my 60s, guess what? Nope. Got to do the work. So resiliency, it's the old saying, every game, what did Mike Tyson say? Yeah, every game plan is good till you get punched in the mouth the first time, right? So same thing here. So make sure you've got that. Next, number 9. This is a business of energy. There's 3 core energies and then 1 environmental energy I'll get to in a second. So the 3 core energies: physical, mental, and emotional. Then we'll talk about environmental. But physical energy is the core. It is at our core. Why? I think, in my experiences, nothing is more debilitating or deadly to a goal than not having the energy to pursue it. So that means adopting an athlete's mindset, an athlete's identity, and this is a game of energy. So the more physically fit you are, the more natural energy you can bring to this table, the better your production will be. End of story. I cannot say that about many things in this game. I can say that about energy levels and health. I can say that about morning rituals. I can say that about mental diets. I can say that about coaching. I can't say that about CFPs. Go get a designation. I can't tell you. Yeah, if you go get a CFP, you'll make more money. Or if you go get an MBA, you'll make more money. If our game was solely based on intellectual capital, then the MBAs and the CFAs and the CFPs and all that would rule the world, the economic world in our space. And it's not true. It's just not. And you know people, and again, I'll say it this way: you may be one of these designation people, which is totally cool. I mean, I get it, but don't fall into the trap of, well, I'm really smart, therefore I'll be successful. All it is you're really smart. Does not mean you'll be successful. The ones that are successful, they bring the energy. So physical energy first, right? Diet, nutrition, exercise. I'm not a doctor. Figure it out. Mental energy. Now, what is mental? It's between mental and emotional energy. Mental energy is about critically thinking. It's about solving your client's problems. About making recommendations. It's about why they hired you, basically, right? So that's our mental energies: critical thinking, problem solving. Emotional energy. That's where you connect with people. That's where you influence people. That's where you persuade people. So I went to this way. Mental energy is like information. Emotional energy is emotional. And if this was just about mental energy, I want you to hear me on this. If it was just about mental energy, then data would convince everybody to do things. You know, your e-money, your Money Guy Pro, your Right Capital plan, it would just like, oh yeah, let's just do it. Like there's no questions. Makes total sense. That'd be easy. Well, no, that's not true. So your emotional energy is what gets people over the hump. Your emotional energy is what really answers objections. Your emotional energy is what influences and persuades other people. Okay? So those are your 3. Physicals. Without the physical, the mental and emotional cannot exist at high levels. If you're gassed, you tell me. When you're gassed, did not get a good night's sleep, you're exhausted, do you want to get on the phone or on a Zoom and rock it out? No, you want to put your head down on the desk and take a nap. We're human, right? So understand that. And the last one is environmental. So your environment in terms of like where you play your game. So whether it's a home office, you're at a branch, you're an agency, you got your own gig going on, that matters. So critical test to me is when you hit your office, wherever that might be, Does that room give you energy or does it take it away? It's very binary. And if your environment takes away your energy, that's just more you have to overcome. You're already at a deficit. You're at a massive disadvantage. So we just don't want to be there, right? From that perspective. So energy levels matters. And the last one, which is kind of a weird one, but it's really important. There's not like we don't really there's not like we don't hoist trophies here, right, in this game. But you got to create your own championships. You got to celebrate. So many of us, and I would definitely put myself in this category. We diminish what we do, and what I mean by that is, great example. You help a couple, they hire you, you help them with their retirement plan, you map out their ideal retirement, their bucket list trips. You tell them everything's going to be okay. Then you go do the things they want to do, the things that are important to them, and then we're off to the next thing we do. We just don't sit there and realize the impact we have on people. So and again, it's taken me a long time. I've learned to celebrate those successes. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to take 2 weeks off and party or anything like that, but make sure you understand that when you accomplish something, celebrate it. Because you know why? When we fail, man, we hug the failure all the time, right? We take it with us, we feel bad, it messes with us, and things like that. So make sure that when you accomplish your goals, whether it's a monthly goal, weekly goal, or maybe it's just at the end of the day, like, hey, you know what? I had a great day today. I rocked it out, did some biz, made my contacts, subs to me, got a great referral. Like, celebrate that. I'm not saying like take the family out to dinner at Ruth's Chris or anything like that, but even if just you're in your car, you just take a moment to be grateful of what you accomplished that day. I'm fine with that. Like that's really, really important. We as human beings tend to diminish our wins and embellish our losses. And part of the reason why that is, which is probably a whole nother subject for a different kind of time, is that I call it the caveman brain. That just don't get called in the gender, it could be cave women too. Our brain is naturally wired through many millions of years of evolution to be a massive threat assessment. So our brain naturally defaults to what everything that can go wrong. So if you think about like, I got a prospect, and just think about yourself for a second. When you get referred to somebody, hey, so-and-so, call so-and-so, they're expecting your call. Your brain defaults to all the reasons why that person may not want to talk to you, all the price you were busy. Like you, in other words, our brain tries to talk us out of something because it deems it as a possible threat. I.e., we can be in, not in physical pain, but we can get a negative outcome. Millions of years ago, we'd get eaten by big animals, right? So but that DNA is still there. And when you default to being in what we call, or I call, an unconscious state, that's when the caveman brain really rears its head. So that you got to be conscious. So that's why celebrating victories is really, really critically important. So that's 6 through 10. 1 through 5 was on the other video. And just a couple of sidebars real quick, and then we'll get you out of here for this week and see you guys next Friday. This is a beautiful business. I just had breakfast with a former colleague, a former client of mine many, many years, like 25 years ago. We just happened to be in the same place at the same time. And he's getting ready to retire out of his game. And we hadn't seen each other in probably 10, 15 years. And it's just a beautiful business we're in. Look, there's a lot of things that are not perfect. I get it. But it's a beautiful business. And the relationships that we build and the relationships you have with your clients. And what's beautiful about it is that if you do it right, those relationships are measured in decades, not just years. And it's beautiful. And you get paid really, really well to help people. It's a beautiful business. And if you do it really, really, really well, you'll make more money than a doctor will. You'll make more money than an attorney will. With the valuation models today, you could really create multi-generational wealth for your family. I mean, it's just a beautiful game. So honor it. Be grateful that you're here. And if you and I never speak, we never get the chance to cross paths, I never become your coach. Just remember this. Being a financial advisor is an absolute gift. It's a gift. So give it the respect that I believe it needs, which is bring your A game every day. Don't just be good enough. Be great and help a lot of people. Okay? So that's what I got for you guys this week. just real quick, we're deploying a new version of our coaching AI. And by the way, this thing's crushing it, all the beta users. So if you want to see what an AI coach can do for you, which is me basically, MagellanNetwork.net, fill out an application, 30 days is on us, no money, there's nothing, no credit, nothing. And just go to that page, offers right there. Video demo of the AI is there, you can see it. And love to help you become the best version of you. So again, thanks for watching or listening to this episode of Magellan Network Show. Share this episode with a colleague in the game. Make sure you subscribe, whether it's podcast, YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys again in 7 days.
Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I invite you to come to MagellanNetwork.net, and we have a powerful group coaching community of like-minded advisors. Come in for a trial. You and I will have a one-on-one conversation. Let's see if I can help elevate your game both personally and professionally.